Time now to answer some of your business questions. Grant and Les are with us once again. The first question is about the best use of your staff.
I'm growing, and if I offer my people who work with me a 1099, is it better that we go nationwide, give them the entire United States to work with, or is it better if I just give them a specific territory?
So she's talking about salespeople. How do you divide up the territories?
I'm going to defer to Grant in this, but I will make one point, which is whatever he says, it doesn't matter. What's much more important is that you pick something and give it time to work. The mistake I see people make with territories is they carve them up, somebody starts to scream, sometimes it's the big dog who you really are dependent on, and you start doing what they say, and then you mess it all again. So my advice is going to be do whatever Grant's about to tell you, but stick with it.
And then let it over.
Well,
okay.
I've done it both ways, okay? The benefit of assigning a territory is that he then gets to really develop and nurture those relationships. But the downsides are unbelievable. He starts cherry picking, he gets lazy, he gets soft in the market. So the way I would do it is I would give a guy a territory, guy or gal a territory, but put some very strict quotas on them. You have to bring in new business. Number one, you have to bring new business in every year.
Wait, why would someone get lazy just because
they start, once you work a market over and over, you start thinking, okay, you overqualify clientele. They're not interested. They're not a player. I called on them last year. They're with so-and-so. I could drop a new person into that environment.
And they don't have
that data.
Got it.
See, sometimes they say knowledge is power, but it can also work against people, because he's been there so long. So he starts, the natural inclination of a human being is to go to the path of least resistance.
And they stop thinking creatively as well.
Exactly.
They're using the same old routine.
So the way I would prevent that from happening is say, here, this is your territory as long as you hit this quota.
Great advice. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the next one. A question about dealing with the competition.
I've been in the business for over 25 years, and just recently, I had people say horrible, negative things about my product and my business, and I wanted to stop. What can I do about it?
It's particularly hard right now because someone says something and then it can be multiplied by social media. Do you ignore it, or do you get it face on?
Well, I'd say, first of all, welcome to, success. If you're not having people say rotten things about you. Well, people say rotten things about you for one of two reasons. Either you're doing rotten stuff, or you're being successful. Now, presuming the fine young lady is not doing rotten stuff, people are saying rotten things because she's being successful.
But how do you counter that?
I'd say set up some Google alerts so that you get, we've talked about that many times, easy to do, so that you're getting a ping whenever something like that happens. Then make a material decision. You probably need somebody else to help you with that, because we all get a little bit too, concerned about our own business and our own reputation. Get somebody to help you make a distinction as to whether this really is going to do material help or not, do material harm or not. And if it is, well, do what you can. You get, like, a local coffee shop gets bad reviews taken off Yelp or get something put up there. That's fine. But I would say don't get oversensitive about this. Just do good work, and people, they're going to learn what your reputation really is if you just consistently keep doing good work.
Look, a hunting lion doesn't stop. Chasing a gazelle doesn't go off for a squirrel. I would have no attention on this at all, zero. Like, you need screamers, you want haters. If you're gonna get successful, you gotta get ready. Look, they're coming. It's either gonna be your competition that makes up things about you. That could be happening to her. If you're getting enough attention from the players, they're gonna come try to take you out. Or number two, you're gonna have a customer that just is not satisfied. Look, if you deal with people, you cannot possibly satisfy everyone. So I'm not gonna be on defense ever. I'm going to be out pleasing people, PRing all the great stuff I do, releasing information on the new products, the new services. So when I have 100 people saying great things about me, one person saying nothing, I'm not going to chase a squirrel to give up the gazelle.
Moving on to the last question. This is about hiring and training employees.
As I'm growing my business, I am starting to bring on new people and train them so that I can leverage my time and essentially replicate myself. So my question is, how do I do that without giving away my trade secrets?
The fact is, she's going to have to give away some of her trade secrets if she's trying to replicate herself.
Look, no business is built on a couple of trade secrets. It's ridiculous. Like, if that's what you think, you have these two things, you already have a business that's broken. Because if I got to bring people in, I got to let them know what I'm doing. I have to start duplicating myself. So if that's her fear, her business model is already broken. And she needs to put her attention not on what she has, but what she's going to create. Walt Disney lost his first great idea. It was stolen from him. So what did he do? Let me go create something, Mickey Mouse. I'm not worried about copycats. I'm worried about creation.
There are a few, very tiny number of businesses genuinely do have some trade secrets, like Coke's secret sauce or whatever it is. The rest of us, 99% squirrels, don't have that. And I agree entirely with Grant that this is not an issue for most businesses. They overthink it. So I would suggest for Kim and other folks that have got the same fear, reverse it. You want to sit down and write out what you think are your secret sauce. What are the things you think really make your business unique and distinct, and start mentoring and coaching your people in how to be even better at those things, because if that's what makes your business good, you want everybody doing that, not just you. You don't want to sit playing your cards like this.
But then how do you protect yourself so they don't go and start their own business?
If he leaves my business and goes and does something better with this idea that I had, shame on me. Shame on me that I didn't keep him, number one, and number two, that I let the door open that he could go out and build something bigger than me and take my market from him.
I agree. It's all his fault. Shame on him. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Squirrel, gazelle, gazelle, squirrel, what? One or the other. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. All this advice was really great and helpful.